When rates dropped below 6% recently, a lot of lenders started calling homeowners like crazy, and I had multiple past clients reach out to me asking, should I refinance? And here's the part that might surprise you. In every single one of those conversations, the answer was no. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly why. I'm Ivan Cano, a licensed Texas realtor and mortgage loan originator, and even before I had my MLO license, my past clients would still call me when it came time to financing decisions. Why? Because they trusted me to give them the real answer, not just the one that benefits me. Here's what happens when rates drop. Lenders come out in full force, calls, emails, texts with things like, you should refinance, you can lower your rate, save money now. And on the surface, it sounds like a no-brainer, but what most people don't realize is refinancing is not always a good move. So let me tell you what actually happened. I had a few past clients reach out to me because they were getting hit with calls from lenders. And instead of just telling them yes or no, I did what I always do. We sat down over the phone, obviously, and we went through the numbers and we looked at what their current rate was, what the new rate would be, what those costs were to refinance, and how long they plan to stay in the home. And after going through everything, it didn't make sense for them, not even close. And this is the part that people miss. They would have refinanced if they hadn't asked. So here's the thing. In most of those situations, it came down to this. Yes, the rate was lower, but the costs were too high, the savings were too small, or the timeline just didn't make sense. So even though it looked like a good deal, financially, it wasn't. Let's make this simple. Let's say that the refinancing costs are $5,000 and you're saving about $100 a month. This would be a 50-month break-even period. So if you're not staying in the home for that long, you never actually benefit. You just essentially paid to reset your loan. And that is exactly what I saw with my clients. The biggest mistake people make is this. They focus on the rate and not the outcome. They hear lower rate and assume it automatically is a win. But they don't ask, what is the actual cost of this? How long do I need to stay in this for it to make sense? What is my real financial outcome here? And because of that, they make a decision that sounds good, but doesn't actually help them. So here's how I want you to think about refinancing. It is not about chasing rates. It's about making the right decision for your situation. Sometimes refinancing can make perfect sense, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes the best move is doing nothing. And here's the thing. Just because it didn't make sense for them at that moment doesn't mean it never will. Situations change, rates change, equity changes, opportunities come in waves. So the goal isn't to rush into refinance, it's to be ready when it actually makes sense. If you're in a situation where you're wondering whether refinancing makes sense, I can walk you through the numbers just like I did with them. No pressure, no obligation. I'll show you what it costs, what you save, and whether it's actually worth it. Check the links in the description and we can go through it step by step.